into this. Let's check out where I'm at so far. Checking out where I'm at so far. So this is a start. This is the start of what I was building, and then I decided, let me record this. So you're kind of coming in mid-project or mid-component build, but it'll make sense in a second here. All right. So here's what I've done. I started with a basic element like a box, and then I brought in some content like the text here that you see, and styled it so that it now became a header. I then componentized, duplicated it, so it now is a duplicate of the main component. Slid out the component and put it right here next to the in the stack of component. I guess the component stack, if you will. Then I decided to make the items below that, so I did the same thing, duplicated this, broke it up, and then styled the text to be what I thought looked the best or whatever for this particular menu, and trying to adhere to forgot to mention that I am adhering to a previous system that has been already built out. However, I'm going to be using it in a completely different way. I guess not really. I'm actually going to follow the similar layout, but utilize all of the assets and elements that they're using for their items, but repurposing it for our needs, and hopefully trying to make a somewhat seamless transition of tools, and hopefully one day we can combine all the tools. Okay, let me back up. Here we go. So currently I am making a tool, an internal tool for people to add streams. It's pretty complex, but we're trying to combine all of the data, the stream, the content, everything involved in something that you would watch, let's say, on a streaming service. And so as you hover over something and you want to check out the metadata, you want to see what it's about, who's in it, who directed it, all that kind of stuff. Well, that all comes from this tool, and tools previous. So this is kind of the end of the line, checking all of the metadata, making sure that it all is correct, and giving it the go ahead and approval to then make it available for the people to put it on the stream, and therefore accessible to watch. So that's a little rundown of what I'm doing currently, but this is essentially what I'm building out is the components to build that tool. And there hasn't been anybody that has implemented UI elements or designed or created any components for the design system on the design side in Figma. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Going to try to adhere to as much as possible that has previously been done, but repurpose it for our needs. So with that said, this is what I am trying to show you is the building out of that tool and the components and then the design system on the Figma side. So that said, here we go. Header component. In fact, I need to rename this to be a .base because ain't nobody need that in their life. They can all get it from here. So that's the .base header. Okay, that's fine. So with the items created, I then did the same thing that I did with the title, componentized it, duplicated it, brought it out, the base component, and then made it so that I can add more types of these items. So for instance, this could be, let's say, a checkbox item. So if there's a need for a checkbox, or maybe even if this needed to be an icon plus text, then we can do it that way as well. I would probably make another one and have it be icon instead of checkbox. But this is the text only, and this is kind of what I'm building out so currently. So I also made these a variant, so as I build the whole thing, I can switch out and really utilize not having to build out every type of variant. This is just the simple structuring of the types of interaction that you could have. And so this is currently, and we can highlight it, I can show you. So the way that I have built this out is I called it the options for the item content. Again, this is the base, the dot base component. And the topmost is it selected? Is this a selected asset? And this is what you're seeing here. Selected equals no. That means it is an idle. It's an idle state, or it has not been interacted with. So I also, the state is considered to be idle. Next we have, is this still selected? Is this a selected item? Nope, it's not selected. So what state is this then? It's the hover state. So on and so forth. This is now selected, no, and it is disabled. Therefore, it's kind of grayed out. And then you get into the selected state items. So you have, is this selected? Yes. Is it hover? What state is it in? It's in the idle state. It's selected but idle. And then you have, is it a selected state? Yes. And you have the hover state. So with that, I've also, I'll switch over. I've also done, so while you hover over this item, it will change to show this variant. And then in this variant, so if I was to leave this area, this bounding box, if I was to leave this area, then it goes back up to this variant. Same with the selected items. So if I was hovering here, it would show this. And then if I left this area, this bounding box area, it would then go back to this item. So this gives the illusion of hovering, a hover state. With that said, let's get out of that. So what I've decided to do here is give a bunch of options, and I figured 10 is probably a ridiculous amount and possibly needed, but that seems like a god-awful amount of sub-items, sub-menu items. So I figured we'll go from 10 and reduce it down to 1. So what I started to do, and this is kind of where I left off and decided to record this, so we'll pick up where I left off. What I've done is I am creating a variant, obviously. This is an auto layout. You know what? I'm going to need to not make that an auto layout, but I will keep it for now. And actually, I can delete it now. Okay, cool. So now that the layout is completely done, I can have, if I could speak, I can now play around with the sizing here, and what I'll do is make this a ridiculous size so that I have basically what I'm going to do is have a whole column start from 10, go down to 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, down to 1. And we'll make that interactable element here. And therefore, what this is going to do, this is another dot base that will allow me that when I create my submenu component and finalize the component, what I can do is then come in here and select the amount from 10 down to 1. And then I can also say, okay, which one is selected? Well, let's go with 1 as being the selected state. But in this case, nothing has been selected, so it's just showing this as all unselected items. Okay, so where are we in this? Oh, look at that noodling craziness. I believe, let's see, am I here? Might be. This one looks like it's complete. Let's see what this one is. So 4. Figma, why? This was just fixed. Why do you do this? Okay. I'm going to fix this, and we'll get back in 1 second. Okay, now we're back. I fixed the layering to now be top down, because I hate it when they mess with my layers. Okay, so what I'll do is open up this. And what this means is the 10 is showing me, if I go back to the design, the amount is 10. What is selected is the 5th. So 5th from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is selected. So that's what these numbers mean over here. So 10, 5 is 10 items, 5th is selected. And then what I do is I will select these, I will hit return or enter, and that opens up everything back up. And now I can get back into prototype mode, and I will go from, zoom out a little bit so I can get everything into view. And okay. So what I'm going to do is, so if I was to interact with this element here, or this component, I can tell it to go. If I clicked on this item, if I unclick, it goes to selected 1, and it'll be instant. Then for same thing for 2, and then same thing for 3, same thing for 4. I will skip 5 since this is already selected. Doesn't take me anywhere if I was to reselect it. And then so I will progress beyond this and go to these items. And I'll go ahead and fast forward all of this for you guys so you don't have to sit here and painstakingly go through every single one of these, but you can at least see the process, and I'll continue to do that for the remainder. I will build out, probably slow it down, show you how I build out the 9 at least initially, and then I'll go ahead and fast forward, or we'll just cut to the end. Either way, haven't decided yet. All right, let's get into this. Okay. Looks like we've completed the amounts. Now it's on to testing, see if it all works. And then we'll componentize and we'll be done for this asset, for this component. So let me see if it works. Here we go. So what I'm going to do is go in to this list item. Let's go ahead and let's go 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is correct. Let's do 8. Yep. 9. Yep. 10. That is good. Let's go to 1. That is good. And 2. All right. How about this? Let's go ahead and set that back to nothing. Nothing. And then I'm going to go ahead and play this. Let's check this out. So we are doing good. We're doing good. Let's go ahead and I'll move myself over there so I can zoom this in. Whoa, not that much. There. Now. All right. This is looking good. This is looking good. I am liking a lot. Okay. It looks like, yeah, it's telling me, hey, can't click on that. Uh-oh. Look, this is why we OMG. This is why we test. Aha. So I figured out. Okay, so on item 1, let's go ahead and E this. Shift E gets you into design and prototype. So if I wanted to go back to design. All right. Wait. Oh, maybe it's this one. Aha. I see the corporate. This one does not have anything to select, so therefore it is wrong. This one is wrong too. This one is the right one. This is the right one now. This one is the right one again. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. All right. Yes? Mm-hmm. Yes. We are golden. Now, let's check out this one. Because there was some issues on this one. I think. Pretty sure. Yes. Yes. Uh-huh. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yeah. And we're good. Okay. Golden ratio. Yep. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yes. Uh-huh. That is correct. Okay. Now let's go ahead and try this guy again. What the heck, man? Hold on. Hold on a minute. Yeah. Hi. I mean, hello. Is it because I'm zoomed in a little bit? Okay, we're getting there. All right. Yes. Okay. So let's go ahead, go back. And fourth. This is why you always test to see if you are correct and you've noodled everything the right way, because it is very easy to lose the track of the noodle. Okay. Okay. So now let's go ahead. Now let's try to do this, and we'll go ahead and let's see what it looks like when I get one. Boom. Okay. That is good. How about two? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Huh? Did we find another bug? Okay. This is correct and this is correct. But what about this one? This one. Are we correct on this one? There. 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 So what is the problem with this one? I don't know. Why are you not working? Hello. Everybody, work the correct way, please. What the heck, man? Whoa. 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 Okay. Let's go ahead and get back into that guy. Item 1. Item 2. Item 1. Item 2. We're good. Cool, man. Okay. All right. There was a problem. Lost some footage. No big deal. Got a little corrupt. However, I think I got enough to the point where you guys understood what I was doing. We got the testing. We got to see how I built it. And I think it came out pretty good. So guys, let me know if this was informative, if this was helpful. Comment down below. Tell me what you thought. Hopefully you learned something. And I really enjoyed presenting this for you and just giving you a little insight into my day, what I go about doing, the problems that I come across, that kind of thing. Maybe next time or sometime in the future, we can learn how to implement this submenu so that when you hover over either a word or an icon or something, this menu pops up and you can do your selections from there. So without further ado, let's end this video, and I appreciate you for sticking around. And until next time, like and subscribe. Bye.